Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Age of Wonders Planetfall, where as the music is desperately trying to inform you, the fate of the world is balanced on the knife edge. Will orange win? Will green win? Those are the two people who might reasonably win. I don't think we're really in it. Now that's not true. This big war here, the war between these two forces, is really reshaping things pretty significantly, but we could, in theory, still get our towers built and just doomsday weapon them all, provided that we don't get murdered in real short order here. So who still has points left? Where are we at? I'm a little nervous about leaving you just sitting here. I guess... I don't know. We don't really have a lot of choices. Like, this city has to not fall, right? I am, in fact, going to leave that army there. And you're going to keep playing defense here. Didn't I basically figure everybody out this turn already? Okay, it doesn't... It seems like maybe when you reload a game, it clears all of the wait one turn orders that you had already issued. That's weird. Alright, let's see what they do. We, of course, have armies from Secto up north as well that we have to worry about, but this is my primary concern. What I'm really hoping to see here is Aya's armies headed more towards Secto's stuff than toward my stuff. Hard to tell. Nope, never mind. Actually, at this point, pretty easy to tell. They are obviously moving toward me. I was going to say, like, picking up Twisting Sands could be them heading toward Fernzer or them heading toward however the hell you want to pronounce this. But no, they've pretty much made their choice. Well, the good news for Secto is that he is probably free to rebuild his army and get ready to win the game now. Pretty bad news for us on basically every front, though. Alright, keep this army running. Yes, we can grab Rooster's Plains as we run through. We may as well. There's no reason not to expand, I suppose. We have a ton of population out here. We can't really put any pressure on Secto up north because he's got two full armies sitting on top of that city. I guess we have to move this way. This is the city that has the completed Doomsday Tower, so it is like extremely crucial that Snaril not fall. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little nervous here. You know what? What is this? Is this a new hero? No, okay, this is a unit I just built. If we attack this army doesn't get to play. It's only people who are adjacent to the defender, right? So because of the way they shaped their force here by not putting their three armies in a triangle, we might be able to take a slightly lopsided fight. We're projected as having 1344 plus 502 plus 100 total military power, while they have 1071 plus 1000. That's definitely interesting. And probably necessary? Right, if we're going to survive this... Yeah, if we're going to survive this, we gotta take this opportunity to shear off part of that army. So, let's have you stand right here. Have you come and form up with them. Man, I sure hope this is going to work and not make me look like a total idiot. Okay, a risky battle where we have slightly lower power than they do. We have the advantage, or perhaps massive disadvantage, of me being in control. But if we don't take them now, while they're in a position where we can fight 2/3 of their army, then we would have had... First of all, we will get absolutely run the hell over when they reform and we have no choice but to fight them all at once. And secondly, like if we're unsuccessful here, then there's no chance that we would have been successful in fighting them as a whole anyway. And for right now, they're split apart. A little bit of defender disadvantage when using multiple armies, because our attacking forces start in kind of a concave around the enemy. So what I'm thinking is we probably want to push forward pretty aggressively here, try not to let them form up. This is our first time actually seeing one of these things in battle, right? actually commanding one. So what's his deal? Network all friendly mechanical units, granting them a bonus that becomes stronger with each subsequent use. And we do have a number of mechanical units. Right, like obviously these guys are... Well, you know what? They're cyborgs. They're not mechanical, that's right. It doesn't count. I know that your body is entirely robotic, but you do have a skull at the top of it, so that makes you a cyborg. The Golem's mechanical. Yeah, look at that. So he could get the buffs. Probably we're just going to want to do a lot of shooting, I'm guessing. A 14 base damage on a repeating shot is not bad at all. Unit and all networked friendly units gain 4 shields, which is not the one that looks like a shield. And we can summon 1 random autonom unit into an adjacent hex. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe on our first turn here we should call tech support, just to get this established. A random autonom unit. I mean, it could be another network controller, I suppose. I'm trying to figure out what I think the actual value of that is. So this army does have 2 heroes in it, which is something that we have to definitely be a little worried about. We have plenty of energy to play with. I'm just trying to figure out like what the right approach angle is, because we're going to have to make something happen here. But if we roll forward, we're not going to get to shoot them. Like, we can only move up to red shots, right? But if I move forward at all to attempt to close the distance, they're just going to move forward and get their shots on us. And if we don't pressure them, then they're going to form up their whole army first, which is obviously terrible. So, how do we most effectively pressure them? Calliope has the blinding rifle to non-ethereal targets. This thing is totally blindable. It's just a network link. It has all kinds of fancy abilities, so we probably, you know, would benefit from just murdering the hell out of it if we can. Let's maybe start by moving here. I like getting a little closer to the rest of the enemies, but this is a really open angle. Then again, I guess the enemies are so far away that maybe it's not a big deal. And this gives me more ability to move up on people next turn. We could just create a construct, like we could just run way forward and create a construct instead to absorb fire for us. But it would be really cool if we could remove an enemy unit from the table. Okay, or maybe there's no version of this where we can remove an enemy unit from the table. Maybe that's just not a thing that can happen. Man, 5%, huh? 25% in cover, yet it's in defense mode, which certainly hurts. Man, I sure wish I had those combat stims. So I'm assuming your gun... Oh, you have a sniper rifle, actually. So I'm totally shootable, because you can do that 5-foot step thing. But I probably don't want to move any further forward. And if I'm going to create a construct, which I think I am after seeing that shot percentage, I want to create it this side? Or maybe even... I want to step over here and create it on this side. I'm just trying to create it in a place where he doesn't get to shoot it for free. You need to find a shooting position where you have some cover and you're also not super vulnerable to all of the enemies. Honestly, I'm going to move to right here and I am going to take this shot. There's reasonable chance that we'll do some damage, because remember, it's 25% graze chance on top of the depicted hit chance. And I think the scavengers just totally charge. It's a shame these scavengers, I don't know what the hell this formation was. I wonder... I was about to say, I sure wish there was a way to set your unit formations, so that, you know, you don't show up in battle as just a nonsensical cluster of units with the melee people in the back and whatnot. But maybe there is one. Maybe that is a thing you can do. Y'all are panting awfully hard while running, considering that you're like 90% robot. kind of want to have the golem just rush up. Like, it would obviously be better to have it stay in cover, but I really want to pressure, and the golem is... Well, this one's not super tough. It has no mods, that's right. Because I have not had the time to remodulate them. I guess we'll move up to here and stay in defense mode. Do I want to be more pressure than that? I kind of want to apply more pressure than that, right? Maybe I'm overdoing it, but I'm just thinking... If we can wipe out a unit or two before they have their full force available, then we're like, there's a turn of us fighting 4v10, and then a couple turns of us fighting 7v10, instead of ever having to fight the full 11 or 12 of them. Or 10 of them, I guess. Nah, we'll stay back here. We'll be careful. So these combat bikes, they just have a normal laser attack, right? Well, they have their wide field array. Okay. So they have a 5 range attack. I'm definitely a little concerned that if we don't move up pretty aggressively, we're gonna see them fall back. So we'll just move into chase positions and give ourselves some charges. A little worried about the sniper. And you with your bow have a 5 tile range, so I'm not too concerned about that one. We don't really want to move much further forward than we are over here, though. That said, oh, this is the one with the Onyx of Conversion. We do have to care about that quite a bit. It is a single action. 5 tile range. Actually, we could just try that, right? Attempts to mind control as long as the hero lives. Yeah, if I fight it right here, I actually just have range on him, don't I? Mind control has a 64% chance of landing. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Okay, that seems pretty good. That's going to complicate matters slightly for them. But he is just impossible to shoot. The inspector, man, I really wish you didn't have to wait for the whole tooltip to disappear and then wait several more seconds before you could do stuff after doing that charge. Seems very silly to me that works that way. This is a full action, so I can't move and do this. I'm just going to go ahead and do it now. Hey, look at that, free golem. Spawns with no action points, but that's okay. Alright, well, I would say that the immediate... Oh, I didn't hit 4 on all of my units. You, for some reason, are allowed to defense mode even though you don't have any action points left? That's weird. I mean, definitely do it. I guess I didn't need to turn him around, because defense mode makes him unflankable. Although, actually, if he gets staggered at all, he loses defense mode, right? So, maybe it did matter. Okay, lots of buff applications. Reset save state, Damon. We're going to have to look at what that does. I mean, the name certainly suggests something. Well, I would love it if they all decided that that bike had to die. Okay, so they didn't shoot at us at all on that turn. I'm a little surprised by that. You were affected by this. This unit is being restored, regaining 33% of their maximum HP at the start of each turn. So, we either need to ignore this guy or kill him entirely in a single turn. Probably we're looking at ignore him, which is a shame because he's probably super powerful. Let's talk about our options over here first. We have some interesting things. So we can spend 4 of our points to supercharge somebody. I mean, I really do love to just cause explosions. Chance to stun an enemy, mechanical or cyborg unit. It's tough. It's tough to do a thing that has a chance of working when we have this thing that just definitely works. Summon a Constrictor onto target hex during combat. The summoned unit lasts for the rest of the battle. It is a melee unit with strong incapacitating abilities that can disable other units and then deal tremendous damage. That's definitely compelling. Having a melee unit like all up in the midst of things could be interesting. It's a lot of our operation points, though. I think I'm inclined to try it. Unfortunately, this would be easier if I knew exactly what a constrictor did. Do we want to just kill this dude? Here, we can have the constructor run forward. I'm debating whether it makes more sense to kill this guy with my scavengers, or whether it makes more sense to run forward and harass other enemies with them. Because, like, obviously, we need to create some pressure through the middle here, right? But, you know, Thaliapi can't actually move forward that far. This can be, like... This can be the thing that our units in the back do as they're moving up. Okay, no big surprise. A lot of that blind was resisted. Can you get anywhere near? No, you cannot. Well, this is not a real unit, right? Like, we're not going to get to keep this guy, so there's no sense in having him do anything other than charge directly at the enemies. He can absorb some fire. If he actually gets in there and gets an attack off, hey, that would be really cool. It's extremely not necessary. So this is the guy who has the thing on him. We could try to burn out this hero quickly. And again, like, there's so many little buffs and abilities, and right now, it's a little overwhelming. It'll be way less of a problem, like, 3 games from now, when I'm just, like, I'm familiar enough with everything to be able to at a glance this. An ability that allows you to infect a target enemy, mechanical, or cyborg unit with a thing that can stun them. On failure, it's just staggers. Okay. I would probably be okay with that happening, honestly. That's not a big deal at all. Ooh, it is an area attack. Do we want to maybe... It only has a range of 1, though. So we could come over here. We wouldn't be able to hit both these bikes with it, though. What about these guys? Hold on, let's have a look at these dudes. So they have a reasonably powerful weapon that can apply burning, but they're not super tough, and they actually have an arc weakness. It's pretty great for us. Unfortunately, I think our flying units are still not quite in range to do the things we'd love for them to do. And we also have to figure out a move for you. Let's see, you could run up this far. I don't know if that's a good idea. I mean, if we killed this guy, we can maybe open up a path to move closer. As it stands now, the sniper is very low on options. I think I am just going to slash this guy up. We're pretty likely to get a kill here. Wow! Graze miss graze on a 70%. So to be clear, that's 70% chance to hit, 25% chance to graze, and 5% chance to miss. That's just, like, incredibly bad luck. I do really want to commit some violence over here. And your shot is non-repeating. You could run to, like, here, get some cover, and start shooting at the heroes. We could shoot at that guy instead. Why don't we run up to this cover? That at least makes it a little bit awkward. These bikes have to drive around to get me. And then we can get a nice clean shot on this guy. It did apply the burning. That's pretty cool. This is the hero who is just going to heal everything off, so I think we can probably ignore him for the moment, but putting a unit next to him with melee overwatch up doesn't seem terrible. If we run the scavenger up here, he's dead, 100% for sure, right? But he will demand some operational focus from them. which might be worthwhile. We want them to have to pay attention. I guess, yeah, Snapshot doesn't really do that much damage. I was like, how on earth are you going to fail to kill that guy? What about a flyer? Can we get a flyer in a position where we could potentially kill this dude? Maybe take you to here. What's your hit chance? Not great, but you do get 2 shots at it. Yeah, let's try it. Okay. Oh, right, our units cannot pass through the tiles of friendly units. So that doesn't really open up a great spot. We should be able to move here. So I guess we should move these dudes forward now. I'm just going to commit them. This is what they're for, right? This is why you build low value, low cost melee units, so that they can do stuff like this. And then this gives me at least a little bit of a shot, honestly. Maybe not even a shot worth taking. I'm wondering if it's dangerous for us to fire. Here, let's try this guy. We at least aren't going to hit any friendly targets this way. And if we hit him, the blind is extremely likely. Oh, that's a shame. Probably on a graze, your chance of applying status effects is lowered. I don't know that for sure, but I would bet that that's how that works. You can just fly way forward and do your charge up thing, because you haven't had a chance to do it yet. We need to be careful about these, though. I mean, there's nowhere I can move forward to where they're not going to be able to follow up by coming over to shoot me. It does suck, though, that we don't have any actual ability to hit anybody the turn after charging up. I really expected them to come forward and fight with us. So you also have Parasitic Spray, which is, I mean, it's kind of whatever. You have a heal. Yeah, we're going to group up in the air a little bit. Probably I will not pay a price for this, I'm guessing. It seems like most AoE does not target the air. Do we want to run all the way forward? I'm definitely concerned that if I don't move all the way forward, that guy's not going to be able to do anything on this coming turn. Why is my cursor wrong? I'm a little concerned now that I'm going to click and something that I didn't intend to happen is going to happen. Okay, there we go. And now we have the movement cursor again. I guess just keep the Inspector. This is a weak Inspector, right? His only real job here is to heal people, so I think just keep him back and out of the action for the moment. I guess let's commit forward. Right, let the melee units take some hits to give the ranged units time to move in. No, I'll just move them to here and put them in cover. I know I'm waffling a lot. I'm hoping that our 2 units that aren't actually ours will be able to absorb a lot of the nonsense. And do we want to bring in that Constrictor? I kind of think so. So it's a melee unit with strong incapacitating abilities, but it does not have much in the way of health, unfortunately. It does have 2 armor and 3 shields. Am I allowed to just put it on any tile? Because, like, what's this guy's deal? He's got an arc SMG, a grenade. He's got a hack grenade. He's just going to throw a bunch of hack at us. Kind of think, like, the Constrictor back here maybe makes sense. The other place, of course, that we could put it is between the bikes, just to put some Overwatch on him. I'm assuming it's going to spawn with at least 1 action point. Let's be in their backfield. Okay, so it does in fact spawn with 1. It has a constriction field. Locks itself and the target together in the field, granting them both 5 armor and stagger resistance, disabling their abilities and holding them in place. The effect lasts until the target breaks free or the constrictor is killed or staggered. That's interesting. It would have stagger resistance, but I bet it would still get staggered. I'm just going to do this. Oh wait, that says long reach? Oh, it's a melee attack, but it can target flyers. That's pretty cool. I think for right now, we're just going to have it do a melee attack. Just hold this dude down in the old-fashioned way. Alright, let's see how they respond to that. Willing to just absorb the melee overwatch. It's a brave choice. Okay, summoned unit down, 1 melee unit down. Interesting that our unit did not melee overwatch them at all, in fact. Not really what I was expecting. Kind of thought he might do the thing that he was supposed to be doing there. We can run over here and just explode at this guy. I think I like that. Let's open up with an explosion. Do I want to project the constriction field? I sort of want to just fall back over here, because we can probably remove this dude from the table pretty quickly. These guys will finish the job of killing him at some point, but I maybe don't care. I think I'm going to do this. Let's just get rid of this dude. Of course he grazed. Man, we are performing below expected results very consistently. So consistently that maybe has become our new expected results. Alright, we are exceedingly likely to get actual hits on all of these hits. Alright, good to see it. So we can definitely get a kill here this way. I'm trying to figure out what I think is the... Things are a little screwed up now that we didn't hit this guy for anywhere near the amount that we were supposed to have hit him for. Let's see, if I move forward to here, what are my hit chances looking like? Pretty bad. If we move forward to here, I can double tap this guy with his penalty to, or with his weakness to arc damage, and actually finish the job. I wonder if we can get somebody to stagger this dude so as to remove his melee overwatch. Does this shot... Oh, never mind. It totally does stagger, but it doesn't matter, because our guy got staggered. He has a significant bonus to his defenses. He doesn't have any kind of overwatch, though. I'm kind of thinking we move here so he loses his cover and just try the snapshot. Because it's pretty likely to deal lethal enough, right? Even a graze, I think, would be lethal here. And we're definitely going to want to apply the heal. I'm not sure where the heal comes in just yet. This Lightning Rider is a little bit behind. Man, we have very poor attack range. Very poor hit chances in general. This I like, though. This is pretty good. Okay, hey, look at that. We performed totally within expected range. On that one, if only one of those shots had hit, I couldn't have been too upset. Alright, 50%. We can clear this bike this turn, that's for sure. Oh, although that sucked. That was bad. Alright, we get there eventually. So this has been a productive turn so far. We could have this bike try to clear out the path for the scavengers, and then have the scavenger run over here and just put a little bit more threat on the hero. I think I like that move. Trying to figure out if I think there's any place in particular this bike needs to be. Not really. I think we just well, I want to be far enough away that he has to, you know, spend some points to move over. And this has high impact, right? Guy is 2 stagger resistant, apparently. Yep, he totally... Stagger resistance, immune. That's a lot. That's a lot of stagger resistance. Well, then I guess we just melee him? It feels pretty bad. It's unlikely to get me killed during the Overwatch phase of the turn, though, which I like. And we are going to have to get through him. So the question is, like, do we heal the sniper? We probably heal the sniper. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. We could heal the scavenger, but I think he will almost certainly die anyway. So that doesn't feel super relevant. And then maybe we just don't launch an operation this turn. We could, of course, drop just like a cheap shredder bomb on top of this guy to get him bleeding. He does not have a ton of health. And their buffs are about to wear off, so the fight's going to get easier, actually. You know what? I'm going to do that. Okay. The bleed is up. 3 turns of bleeding. Okay, I'm not too worried about the flyer. The flyer should be able to... We should be able to kill the flyer trivially here. Oh, that's beautiful. He goes and starts attacking the unit that does not matter to us at all. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not sure this guy was worth the 4 points that we spent on him, but he's definitely been good to us. Alright, can we finish off this hero? Has she exposed herself enough? Really hard to select tiles to stand on around enemies. You know what? I think where we are right now is perfectly reasonable. Yeah, she's dead this turn. That's good for us. And we just rain fire on this guy, right? This dude's heal thing is going to wear off soon? This is his last turn, okay. So after this turn, we will shoot him many times. Yeah, let's just rain death on this thing. I should probably make sure that we're going to kill all this other stuff first. You don't really have the range necessary to participate in fighting the golem anyway, so you just try to do this. Okay, that was a pretty fantastic outcome. Feels to me like it's the hero's job to finish off their hero. We could move forward enough to probably get a pretty clean shot on that golem, I suppose. No, I'm just going to take this. This is going a lot better than the computer, than the auto-resolve simulator was suspecting it might. Let's definitely continue to move forward, but I do want to take this shot. Oh, I just barely... I was really hoping to free up the... What I want to do here is free up the bike. I guess we can have our own golem finish the job. And then the bike can run over and put this guy away. Of course, the other option that we have is to just focus everything on that hero. I know he's going to heal some of his health, but we could strip some of his action points. We still have a unit or two over here who can get to work on that. This might be the part where you want to just, like, disengage forever. Well, I'll tell you, I'm feeling pretty alright about this outcome. That said, it is a hero. We could actually still lose something. And I think we definitely don't need to spend any more operations. Yeah, that was really clean. We lost both of the scavengers, but I think that's it, right? As far as actual losses go. Are we not done? Oh, did he res this thing? Whatever, just be rid of it. There we go. I was totally looking over at the preview monitor to see how long the recording had been during their turn, which is probably a habit that would be good to get out of. Okay, do we have enough movement to finish the job? We totally do. Well, let's do it then. This army has 1089 power. It's got some units in it that we've never seen before, which I do have a little bit of a concern about. But, like, this is the time. We gotta push our advantage. Low risk battle. We could almost auto-resolve this. I think let's manual it just to be safe. And then there's loot on the ground as well, but this has been... this has gone better than I thought it was going to go. I thought that was going to be real hard fought, and then we'd have to... The shattered remains of our army, after winning, I did think we were going to win, would have to flee. But it's cool that that's not how that worked out. And we actually, we gained so much science from that battle that we finished Operational Effectiveness 3, which gave us 2 more tactical operation points for this battle. So that's pretty fun. A new unit. I created a worse unit this time. What is that? That's the Sentinel. It's bad. Okay, well, this time we don't have nearly as much of an incentive to press them. Although I'm a little worried about our units being so spread out. I think we're just going to try to form up. Pretty much inevitably the case that we build the construct and it immediately dies, but that is its noble duty. That's what they're here for. So you guys have a single fire, pretty impressive laser. Reset, wow, reset once per battle abilities. That seems like it could be really powerful. 25-point healing charge, and there are 2 of these guys. Alright, the Blur Cloud is also going to be very annoying. I'm just going to preemptively heal our hero. He's going to need it. This is exactly the same map that we were just on, by the way. Mind Control's going to have to wait until turn 2. The Onyx of Conversion is a very powerful thing. Actually, we could run over and do it here. It definitely puts Ariki Cthulhu in harm's way. But it's also pretty distracting to them. Does that repair hit cyborg units? Oh, it just says friendly unit. That does seem like a thing that would be okay to take over. Could we... I think resupply charge would let us mind control another unit, potentially. Right, because it says on this thing once per battle. Let's give it a shot. Maybe it's foolish to fly my hero this far forward, but this would be a lot of fun if it worked. Oh, he doesn't have a mind. He's a machine. See, it doesn't actually say... It doesn't list the targeting restrictions on there. And it makes sense. He probably has, like, a trait that he is mindless. Yeah. Immune to psionic status effects and morale changes. So the part of that text that matters is the strength 12, and then that color is psionic, I guess. Well, do I want to leave you up there? It's possible that the right move now is to back him off. Because they do have actual gunners. Yeah, and I don't really want to lose him. That's alright. We'll mind control something next turn. It's not a big deal. Then we will creep forward and get our charge on, and we'll end up not getting to use the charge because the enemies won't come forward far enough for us to shoot at them easily. You know how it is. This is good battle music, I'll say that. You are probably facing the wrong direction. Okay. Let's see what they do. Organized retreat, sure. They want to fall back and blur cloud their allies. Ooh. They also want to build stuff. I guess that makes sense. They're very engineering focused. Boy, that guy just like ran all the way forward, huh? See, that is a little bit more like what I was expecting from the other enemies. So, can roll up on him a little bit here. Let's talk about mind control first. That's our most important thing. You're not mindless, right? You have already spent your place gun turret ability, which is a real shame. But no, you're totally guys in suits. So we could take over this engineer and then have him shotgun people and stuff. That's fun. We could grab ourselves a rifleman instead. Unfortunately, the rifleman, who is easy to shoot, is a much easier grab. Let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If I was right here, I think I can do it. That's very exposed. I have to feel like we're definitely going to get rid of some of these enemy units before I do that. So that turret's got to go, right? Okay, but it's a pretty easy kill. Yeah, because I want to attack this one and mind control that one. I think this guy is somebody we can totally just kill. Oof. 2 misses and a graze. 2 misses and a hit is not like unreasonable. 2 misses and a graze is pretty unlikely. Alright, is that enough for Facebot to kill him? Oh no, by moving somebody into that spot, unfortunately, I've cost myself an action point. Well, get over here and apply your face. He's on 11 health now. It's entirely possible that Overwatch shot is all that it's going to take to finish the job. And our hero... Yeah, the answer is probably yes. Run the construct over here. We could also run the construct over here to provide some pressure. Let's try to destroy this with the hero, see if we get it. Odds are not horrible. Actually, I'm going to do this. Step you over here, step the hero a little bit closer. Yeah, actually, this is a perfectly reasonable use for these guys. Just keep the engineers off their feet. We miss our stagger, but we still have the rest of it. I guess you don't really get to do very much this turn. Alright, see if you can finish this job then. It took us an embarrassing number of attacks to get that job done. You probably just roll all the way forward. Prepare to be menacing. Probably not right on top of these guys because we know the enemies have grenades. I do think it's a little silly that we have to be worried about their the facing of a dude who is a sphere. Like, he doesn't really even have facing because he's a sphere. Alright, so at this point, if I roll all the way forward with Ariki, we will potentially get shot with this shotgun once. With this attack up to once. These guys won't actually... I think it's relatively safe. As long as the mind control actually lands. If it doesn't, I'm going to be pretty sad. Okay, it is actually guaranteed. You guys should probably rotate. My feeling is you are going to need to be facing a different direction. Alright, at the risk of counting my chickens before they are all the way hatched, I feel like this is a pretty successful strike here. Catching these guys not quite in the right formation. Alright, does it make sense for you to go for the claw, or should you just blow up? Well, the claw strikes are very unlikely to hit due to the blur cloud. I guess maybe that's not the first thing we worry about. We can step around the cover here and probably get, yeah, like an extremely clean shot. I think it is possible that this little vehicle has really screwed up, just made a terrible error in judgment. Also, he is dimensionally unstable, so take that. Dudes and their stupid blur clouds. Interesting that the clouds were applied on the engineer type enemies and not the marine type guys. That's definitely who I would have put it on. I don't think we have to worry too much about being out in the open anymore. I think the situation is largely under control. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. We'll keep an melee Overwatch up over here. And not a single real hit. That's a shame. Yeah, we're just not going to have much of a chance of connecting until that buff wears off. Which I guess is fine, we can just keep the pressure up. You know what? Go ahead and initialize connections. Network up our couple of fully mechanical units. And then we have this buff. Small amount of enhanced targeting we can start playing a little bit with this thing. I mean, the networking effect seems really cool. If you were to build around it a little bit, it seems like it'd be really powerful. How long is that buff still up? It's obscured for... This is the last turn. Okay. This seems like a perfect time to move forward and charge up our capacitors. Alright, we actually don't have anything useful for this unit to do at all, so just do what you can. Hey, that was pretty lucky. I have to say, that is an uncommonly large amount of value that we got out of the construct on that one. So what does this grenade do? It's just a totally normal grenade. It only does 9 damage. We might be better off just actually killing this thing. %, huh? And we're not going to be able to get above yellow. Alright, I'm just going to take the shot. That's not too bad. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill that thing. Screw trying to get maximum target value out of the grenade. Let's just open up the path and then run a golem through it. And everybody else needs to get the hell over here. Guy's gonna get 1 shotgun shot, so he'd better make good use of it. Hey, you know what? Go for it. Go for it, tiny, ineffectual turret. You know, I feel like he could skip a lot of that long aiming animation on shots like this. Since you know you're not very likely to hit, just squeeze one off real quick and let's get on with it, right? Yeah, we actually have a reasonable chance here. Alright, I don't want to count our chickens before they're hatched, but I think we might have this one. Man, the Autonoms, making friends with the Autonoms has been really good to us. Another 50 science, which is pretty great. Okay, 5 skill points. Let's see. Air Commander, actually, not terrible in his army. So it only applies to air units. Is this considered an air unit? Like, it's a heavy unit, it's an elite unit, it flies, or rather floats, but I'm wondering if air is a designation, like, in the same way that heavy is a designation. Like, I have no doubt at all that this is an air unit, right? But there is nothing on here that actually has such a tag, so maybe it's... Let's go check and see. I'm expecting we will not find an entry. Yeah, no extra information. I'm gonna assume that it applies to any unit that has the flying or floating movement types. Maybe just flying. Still, that doesn't make it terrible for him. He does have a couple of flying units in the army, and they are important. We can also pick up, standard Kirko stuff. All biological units in this hero's army gain +5 maximum health. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately... we got a lot of cyborg units, not a lot of units that are pure biological. You need a skitter when you can fly? Is that a thing that matters? Biological and cyborg units in the hero's army regain 15 health when they kill a biological or cyborg unit nearby. That seems actually pretty relevant. You know what, maybe not for his army. Whatever, we don't know that he'll be in control of this group of units forever. He is actually out of movement, as are you, so we'll have to pick up the loot next turn. But hey, I'm like very close to overjoyed about how that went down. Could start prepping another thing here. Damages all units in the target army for 20% of their current health. Reduces resistances and provides 3 to 5 science for every unit damaged this way. And the damage part is actually guaranteed. That's pretty cool. 80 energy is not free, though. Maybe we should hold off and just accumulate energy. We need energy to build the towers and stuff. We also need energy for buying them out after we start building them. Yeah, it's 200 energy just to start the production. I mean, our Cosmite's coming along, so we're going to need energy. Let's see, in terms of buildings, you have pretty good buildings. We could build yet another level of infrastructure, but maybe it would be better to actually go and specialize some of this stuff. So Runner's Firth could be pretty much anything. Obviously, energy is pretty important to us. But maybe we make it an industrial thing, just because we also care a lot about actually being able to build troops. I think given where this colony is, another industrial exploitation makes a lot of sense. Do we want to just go to Operation Effectiveness 4? even more operation points, even more operational strength? Yeah, I think so. We actually opened up a doctrine slot then too, didn't we? Yeah, we have one slot empty, so what do we want that to be? Yeah, it's expensive, but it's definitely this, right? Okay. Our doctrines are coming along. So we still have forces that are too large for us to actually fight. Oh, we prepped phase out Echo Guard because we were planning to use it. Let's make sure we actually put that into effect. And hope that these guys can't make it over here to attack this right now. I mean, it has a reasonable garrison. It has turrets. If we're allowed to move these armies back into defensive position, I am confident that we will hold it. This is the dangerous moment. Let's hope that Secto is not feeling up to the task of pushing us. We gotta try to keep an eye on all of his armies at the same time a little bit. Okay, Nicole declared war on Ea. That's probably good for us. I don't have time to be mad about this. Hero would like to join. Whoa, look at all that gun. You know what? I'm going to say cancel right now. Maybe we want to bring this guy on, though. It's at least worth considering. So we have an Echo Walker over here. I don't know exactly what that guy's job was going to be. Should we grab Twisting Sands? I mean, we probably won't be able to hold it. Right now it's gonna be owned by Ea, though. I don't want that to be the case. Maybe what we do is have a single unit go out and grab it. Somebody who's fast. I guess we're all pretty much the same speed, actually. Alright, you grab this. An Imperial Sniper Rifle. I don't know that we want to turn any of our heroes into snipers right this second, but go ahead and grab that. We'll just hold on to it. We'll turn that back to our side. I don't expect to see them move forward. They didn't move forward last turn. I don't think they'll do it this turn. I don't want to mess with any of this right now. You are totally good. Okay, and the town is defended. I don't really know what my plan is. Unfortunately, I still have no idea what these guys are all going to do. We're building up our Cosmite production as quickly as we possibly can. I guess you guys are good. You are definitely just running over to meet them. And we don't really want to spend Cosmite. We just build up another research sector, I suppose. Oh no, we have unexploited areas. We should exploit these areas. So here, I mean, the terrain lends itself to production or energy here. Energy or... Does this communications district require it to be a... Oh, that's not even the right thing. Wait, where is this bonus coming from? Okay, it just grants 10 science. It does not have to be a science exploitation to get that. Well then, let's turn that into an energy generator, I guess. We'll start with the one that's in a little bit closer, a little bit less likely to be lost to a sudden attack. We haven't seen any nonsense from these guys in a little while. This is something we got to keep an eye on. Man, there are so many enemies. There's so many enemies everywhere. Now that Nicole, though, has joined in battle against our enemy, maybe we can get some more friendly behavior going here. Do we want to spend influence complimenting her, or do we want to spend all of our influence buying units? Probably the latter. We could buy ourselves a monitor, which is something we've not had before. Or we could just hold off for getting 8 per turn. Another network controller would be cool, but that's very expensive. Let's hold off. Let's try to get a Justicar, because that is 60 health with a 20 damage attack. I'm assuming a single fire. But still, cool. So then, out of curiosity, could we maybe just like... Here, I'll do this. And I will promise you right now that I will not declare war on you on account of all the stuff that you've been doing. All the territory you've been taking right on my border. How's that sound? I thought that one might work. She's probably not afraid of me, and very justifiably so. Alright, let's end the turn and see if any bad stuff happens here. We really do have to kind of keep an eye on every side of us at the same time. We could send somebody over here to interrupt that. Not that we necessarily need to. Okay, Nicole's mad about her doomsday weapon. I get that. Kill these guys over at Runner's Firth? You know what? We can totally do that. Those guys are convenient enough that we could grab them. You are not getting hired this turn, but you actually might get hired next turn. Alright, I dare say we're recovering. Maybe it's premature. But I thought for a while there that we were definitely screwed, and now we're kind of putting it back together. We're still not actually building Doomsday Towers again, which is a concern. Yo, that is a 1,500 strength army. Maybe I bit off more than I could chew on this one. Well, I guess let's go overwhelm them tremendously. Runner's Firth is where my bonus Cosmite production is, right? I feel like we need that. Do I have to build a thing on that, or... No, okay, I guess we just have it. Minus 20% production cost for elite units, including their mods, and also all elites produced in the colony of +1 armor. That sounds pretty good. Yeah, I think that's definitely the way we want to go over here. So we could jump these guys right now. We won't actually have enough movement to get back into a defensive position. But even if we lost Fernzer, we could probably just take it back immediately. That said, we really don't... We don't want to have a chance of... Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to attack this turn. We'll leave this the way it is. And then we'll attack these guys at the beginning of next turn and run back here. Yeah, that should be fine. So I guess you're good for now. You're good for now. You are still playing defense at the capital because we need to. In fact, we might want to play defense a little bit further north. I mean, I don't actually care about this, right? Yeah, I didn't want to burn it down, but I'm not too concerned about them retaking it. Let's just put ourselves in a slightly more aggressive position. And then we have finished all of the Cosmite productions, so... Yep, upgrade our energy sectors. Let's just continue running that energy thing up. Free food. Food is good. Probably don't want to spend any energy right now. I would actually like to recruit this hero, right? So... And would I? I don't know. It's a pretty big expenditure. I wish that it would at least... Is there an indicator for whose turn it is right now? Obviously the AI are taking their turns one by one. It'd be a lot easier to know where to look. Okay, that's no big surprise there. Definitely worth thinking about going over there and challenging them for that. Their army is not super powerful. We might be able to pull that off. Okay, people are messing with our autonom reputation again. That's totally fine. Do we want to recruit this hero? It's not cheap, but heroes are powerful. And we could do with another big gun. Let's see, they still have 8 units right here in addition to the 8 units right there. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't pretty nervous. We do have an emergency redeploy. If the capital gets pushed, we can teleport an army back. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna give this some thought. That's gonna be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. We did not get a lot done this episode, but we sure did kill a lot of enemy units. Hopefully, that'll be enough to back Aya off of us for a while. So come back next time. There's gonna be one more episode for this week. Come back next time soon to see if we can actually start building some more Doomsday Towers. And we'll see you then.